Hello, YouTube vintage stereo collectors, repairers, Marantzers, Kenwooders, whatever. Hey, there's something. Well, there's sometimes when you're finishing up a project, a restoration, there's little things that have been overlooked over the years. And I'll give you an example. This is the bottom panel for this Marantz 2215B. It's the same panel on quite a few of the models. What's this here? This glue. There was something here. What does it line up with? It lines up with the tone control board. That tone control board is so close, especially the back ones here, to the metal. It's not even funny. Just a tiny, like maybe a 1/16 of an inch clearance. And if any of the tabs on the volume control are bent too far out, they'll touch as well. There was a piece of like cardboard glued on here. You can also see where the fader lube was sprayed in, ran over this board, dripped, and ran and sat back here. It was really sticky. But I cleaned it up, turned out good. And something I use for things like this, I used to glue like another piece of cardboard on. And I discovered at a craft stores there's this foam, I just call it foam stuff. I use it for cameras, like to do the light seals, that type of thing. Strip like that could do, light seals. Anyway, what we want to do is put something there so that this can't touch here. Now, it's not a lot of voltage here. It's not going to destroy the receiver if it touches, but it might give you an intermittent that drives you crazy. And you know what? In electronics, and just cars are the same. An intermittent problem can be one of the hardest things to fix, to diagnose. And if you happen to be the owner of one of them, it's like, please fix this for me, I'll pay anything. So I look at where it originally was in comparison to that hole. It was right about there. So we'll put it on. This stuff will stay on a long time. And if the solder lands happen to compress it, so be it. There's a little bit. And it is easy to get off as well. So I'd say it was about like that. And actually, that looks alright too. I've used this like for battery compartments on cameras and different stuff. Let's see how this lines up now. I'll kind of stick my beak in here. Head for millennials. Yeah, that's exactly where we want it. Because if this is a little curved or bent, it will touch. If the nuts get a little loose, it will sag at the back. What are other things to consider? Well, first of all, this is something, is making sure after you've done all this soldering and all this work, and I'm talking about it's fairly significant what's been done here, you can see where the red caps are. Not all the ones I replaced are red. Some of the bigger ones are different brands because I couldn't get them in one brand or the other. But as you can see, all the soldering is snipping. You end up with debris inside a unit. You can blow it out with compressed air. If you don't have compressed air, you just put it one way, just tap it a bit. See, there's even a bit of junk back here. Make sure all the little bits of pieces of metal that could short the unit out are gone. Actually, being in this position, I don't know if you can see it okay. I can actually put the bottom cover on. I have listened to this for a while. I've set the bias, which is a piece of cake on these. You just follow what's in the manual. It's available online. It's like multimeter and trim pot, one trim pot. So I'm going to bolt that on, then flip it over, listen to it a bit more, then put the cover on. One thing I might save this for, where the cover touches the top of the faceplate, there was a felt there before, like, or foam, and it's gone, and that's a place where it might vibrate. So you might need a piece so the cover doesn't vibrate. So that's about all I'm going to say today. Thanks for watching and listening.